Hi! Okay, it is now Friday morning, so welcome to a new vlog. Welcome to a weekend vlog. It is going to be a hopefully very relaxed, but at the same time very busy weekend, if that makes sense. I definitely want to rest and relax. That is becoming increasingly important with the weekends. But yeah, I also just want to do a lot of book work. I want to do a lot of editing. I want to do a lot of writing and outlining, both in terms of getting caught up on a couple days I didn't do this week, but also getting ahead a little bit to try to bring my battery died off to a great start. Okay, we now have a fresh battery in the camera. Where was I? I cannot remember. Yeah, it's gonna be hopefully a very productive weekend as far as book work goes. I didn't do any work on them yesterday. I did a little bit. I outlined on Wednesday. I didn't write on Wednesday. So that's now 2 days in a row that I didn't do any writing. While it's still the beginning of the semester and while I'm still feeling relatively okay about all my work and balancing everything, I'd like to try to get ahead so that as we get into the semester, I can then take some days off if I need to. All the fall decorations got put up last weekend, so it's very cozy in here. And I might put up I still haven't done the decals on the window. I feel like that just adds to the fall vibes in here when there are literally fall leaves everywhere I look. So I'm gonna put those up this weekend, I think, because we are past Labor Day. So I feel like we can say it's fall now, even though it's technically not been the first day of fall. And even though Arizona is determined to have one last go at summer, it's all 100 degrees for the next 10 days. 108 for Sunday and Monday. What is that in Celsius for some of you guys? 42. The lowest temperature we have is 38. Next weekend, it might be only 38, which is 100 degrees. So yeah, summer is making one last stand. I feel like 108, 109 is probably going to be the hottest it gets, knock on wood. I think we are past September. We usually don't get like above 110, but we also should be starting to see some 90s towards the middle and end of this month. And I just can't wait for those temperatures to come back. Anyway, I need to get logged on to my first call. I've got 2 calls today. One that's a client call, so I'm really looking forward to that because we haven't had a call in a while. She's been busy with stuff. And then I have another call after that. So I'm gonna do those 2, and then at some point make some coffee or some tea, something. I will check in with you guys sometime later. I do have teaching work I need to do today. It's not all book work, so as soon as my calls are done, I'm gonna jump onto the teaching work first and get that done, and then get to editing probably sometime late in the afternoon. So I probably won't get a whole lot done today, but I'm gonna try to make up for it over the weekend. Hello and welcome to Saturday. It's a nice quiet Saturday and I'm really enjoying that. I have slept in a bit, which was needed because I was up really late last night. Didn't mean to, it just kind of happened. After the last time I talked to you guys, which was quite early in the day, I did a ton of grading. I just did so much grading. and so I was just a bit exhausted. I ended up not getting any book work done. At 5, I ended up jumping on Zoom with my aunt. I can't believe it's been a month since we last did this, but she does a monthly Zoom social hour, happy hour type thing with her friends. And it was just my aunt and one of her friends. The others couldn't join yesterday, but we chatted for like over 3 hours. And then I watched a really interesting short documentary on Daniel Craig as James Bond, and like just a discussion between him and the producers, Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson, about just his whole like tenure as James Bond. But yeah, the whole documentary was really good. It was interesting. And then I watched another documentary on 9/11, because that's today, the 20th anniversary of September 11th. So I've been feeling reflective like throughout the week. I've been watching a bunch of documentaries. Last weekend watched one on Netflix. I watched Turning Point, and that was really good. So today I've got one on Hulu queued up. Yeah, so just feeling a bit reflective today as far as that's concerned. It's just such a weird feeling of like it's been 20 years, you know? But because I remember it so vividly. You know, I was a uni student at U of A in Tucson. I was living, 2 hours away from my parents, so I wasn't at home, and it was just a very weird and scary time. Here in Arizona, sometimes when things happen like on the East Coast or overseas, or even if it's just next door in California, it still just feels so far away, and yet it was still having such a profound impact on all of us. And then it's weird now to think that like my students weren't even alive when it happened, because all of my students are 20 at the oldest, whereas when I first started teaching several years ago, my students on average were like 6 or 7, and so they had very vague memories. So it's just weird, with every passing year, that connection to the day gets less and less and less in terms of my students. And so I now teach a generation of students that they have only learned about it in textbooks or stories from their parents who remember where they were on the day. Yeah, it's a weird thing to think about history. Things that you lived but are now history that a lot of people are learning about in a textbook. So, yeah. This morning I've just been moving very slowly. It's not even morning anymore. It's almost 1:30 now. So this morning I've just been relaxing and just moving very slowly, and I've been listening to a new audiobook. I have managed to borrow from my local library the audiobook for A Discovery of Witches. So I've read the book at least 5 or 6 times now, and it's my favorite. It's probably one of my favorite series, my favorite trilogies. I just love it. I tend to reread it at least every other year, if not. Now I read it last year, so this will be the 2nd year in a row that I'm going through the trilogy. And I thought I would try the audiobooks this time. Book 2 and book 3 have long waits, so we'll see. If I get sucked into it, I might just purchase the audiobooks if I feel like this is something I would do again in the future. I don't know. I'm so torn, because on the one hand, I do much prefer reading, like just reading a book. I can read faster than they can read it out loud. But I am noticing that despite having read it several times, I am picking up on things in the audiobook that I have missed when reading. Just picking up on character things that I'm like, oh, that's why that happened. And it's making some of the things that I'm like, yeah, this doesn't make sense. Now it makes sense. So it's a completely different experience. I'm like, well, maybe it is a good thing to listen to the audiobooks. Maybe it is worth it, even though it's taking longer. So I'm going to try to like listen to at least a chapter or so every night. So I've gotten into chapter 2 this morning. I might try to listen to the rest of chapter 2 and part of chapter 3 or all of chapter 3 tonight. But yeah, I'm enjoying that. As for my plans this weekend, I have a book I need to read. I've got 2 books. I've got a library book. I borrowed The Night Circus as an ebook from the library, and I've so far struggled to get into it. So I don't know. I might let it go back to the library and then borrow it again. I only have 7 days left on the loan, so it's kind of like either I read it this weekend or finish it over the course of this coming week, or I have to let it go. And I'm only a couple chapters in, so I don't know. But I also have an early copy of my mom's book, which is really exciting. She's having me be an alpha reader for her, so her book isn't going out to beta readers just yet, but she is having my dad and I read this early draft before she sends it out to anyone else. So I've read the first couple chapters and I'm really enjoying it. So I do want to try to read that this weekend. So there's a lot of reading I want to do, but then like today I'm just so tired. I just want to sit and do nothing. So I think I'm going to start watching this documentary on National Geographic on 9/11 because I've been wanting to start this docu-series. And then we'll see what I end up doing. We'll see what I feel like doing. I might end up doing a bit of nothing today and then do more writing and stuff tomorrow. So we'll see. But mostly I just want to relax, rest my leg. I kind of tweaked it again yesterday, so the back of my leg is not feeling that great. So I'm trying to do ice and heat today and just rest it. And be very careful how I walk and move around the apartment, which is so much fun. Taking it easy today, I think that's the theme. Just it's been a long week, it's been an exhausting week, so I really need to take the weekend to just relax and do whatever feels like the right thing to do at the moment. So that is the plan. Welcome to Sunday. Oh, it's just, I don't even know where to begin. I'm choosing to just believe everything is fine because I'm 90% sure everything is fine. I just had a really stressful night last night. I just wasn't feeling quite right. Like I wasn't feeling actually sick. There wasn't anything like wrong. Yeah, I wasn't feeling well, and because I'm back in the classroom, I'm just now hyper aware of everything in my body and just trying to make sure that like if something is wrong, I'm catching it early, kind of a thing. This morning I feel completely fine. So whatever it was last night, it was super minor, and then I was just making it be more in my head. I think the majority of what I was feeling was because of the anxiety I was having. So last night was a little bit rough. I ended up spending all day yesterday watching the documentary I mentioned, I think in the last clip where I was talking to you guys, on Hulu, called 9/11 One Day in America. It turns out it was a National Geographic production in collaboration with the 9/11 Memorial and Museum. I highly recommend it. It was very well done. Really, really, really interesting. So yeah, I just kind of spent the day, I guess, thinking about 9/11 and watching stuff related to that. And then I ended the day watching just some YouTube channels. There's a new YouTube channel that I found that I'm obsessed with, and I'm still obsessed with my chateau channels. But if chateaus don't do it for you, maybe this new channel will. So she's called Cecilia Blomdahl, I think. I'll try to put her channel name up on the screen. But she lives in Longyearbyen on Svalbard, which is an island controlled by Norway. It's like right up by the North Pole. It's the last place you stop before heading to the North Pole. So like a lot of the North Pole, Northern Arctic expeditions lead out from Svalbard. It's just fascinating to see what life is like. I think that's why I'm drawn to these kind of channels, like the chateau channels and now this one. It's just, these lives are so different from my own that they're just so escapist. It's like they're so different that I don't think about my own life while I'm watching these channels. So I was watching some of her videos last night just for something a little bit lighter and happier before I went to sleep. But that was when I started to feel a little bit weird, and then that just made me anxious, and so then I was up too late. I just didn't want to fall asleep until I was feeling like things were back to normal, like I was waiting to see if it was just something that would pass. And then it did. By the time I went to sleep at about 1:30, everything seemed fine. So I thought, I'm just gonna sleep, we'll see how I feel in the morning. And in the morning, I feel fine. So yay, anxiety. I think that was the biggest part of it, is the anxiety was making everything feel a million times worse. This morning I had a package. I'm currently wearing it. I can't lift my knee up high enough to show you, but I have a knee brace that I found last night. I was able to get it overnight. I had to pay $2.99 extra for them to ship it and deliver it overnight, but it was there. But I'm not sure if it fits. I mean, it fits, like I can get it around my leg, I can get it to secure. Still feels like it's providing some amount of support, so I'm on the fence of if I'll keep it. I mean, I did walk to my mailbox. It felt okay while I was walking, even as I could tell by the time I got to the mailbox, I knew it wasn't secure high up where it should be. I knew that I could feel that it had slid. But even then, it was still providing some amount of support, and it still felt okay. It wasn't like causing pain or anything. And going up and down the stairs felt a little bit, just a little bit more stable. So it might be worth it to keep it, even though I can tell I'm gonna have to constantly be tugging it up into place every, several yards. But I mean, it might still be worth it. And then I had the coolest experience. This was the thing I wanted to tell you guys. The reason I turned the camera on. I had the coolest experience coming back from the mailbox. I'm gonna try not to cry because it was just so, it made me a bit emotional in the moment because it was just so cool and it was just kind of what I needed. So we have hummingbirds around here, and I don't see them all the time. Like, I don't see them every single day, but every now and then they'll come and fly around here. But this one was flying super close and really fast, as they do, and so I knew, even though my phone was in my hand, I knew that moving to get my phone and try to take a picture would just send it flying away. So I just kind of stopped because I just wanted to watch it, even, without filming it. I just wanted to watch it fly and see what it would do. And I thought that it would just fly from one bush to the next, maybe up into this tree, and instead it kind of flew up eye level to me and stopped, like hovered there about 3 feet away from me. Like, I could see its eyes, that's how close it was. And it hovered there for like 2 seconds. So not that long, but long enough that it was just like, I'm staring a hummingbird in the eye. Like, It's just so cool. And then it just kind of flew up to a tree and landed on a branch and then flew away. But it was just like, wow. And I've kind of developed this thing with hummingbirds. I've always liked them, but since living here, I do see them a little bit more frequently than I've seen them living anywhere else in Arizona. I tend to see them when I'm having a particularly stressful or anxious day. It's like I'm gonna start crying again. It's like that's just when they tend to come around me. And so after last night and how stressed and anxious I was last night, and you know, trying to pull myself together this morning and tell myself, you feel fine now, whatever it was, it's past, it's not anything serious, you're okay. So this morning it just felt like, okay, that's my sign. Everything's fine, everything's okay, don't stress about it. Okay, I've got a low battery light. That is my sign to shut up. I am going to get on with my day, but I will check in with you guys later and we'll see if I managed to do anything or if I just relaxed all day. Sunday and the end of this vlog. I've just been having a very relaxing day. I got the vlog edited, I got it uploaded, it's all ready to go for tomorrow, so that's excellent. And now I've been watching Spike Lee's Epicenter docuseries on HBO Max. It's really interesting. It's just covering so much. But I also have a bunch of chateau videos to watch because it's Sunday, so my favorite channels upload on Sunday. So I've also put in a Whole Foods order for the first time in months. Now I'm just ready to have a relaxing evening. I need to go figure something out for dinner because it is getting a bit late. It's, yeah, 6:45, so I need to eat. I hope you have enjoyed this vlog. If you have, give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Here's our question. Just thinking back to earlier today when that hummingbird just flew up eye level and was just like checking me out for a couple seconds. What little moment of joy or moment of magic has happened in your life recently? What little moment of just wow has happened for you recently? I would really love to know some of those moments of magic because that's just what that felt like this morning. So I'd love to know your recent moment of magic. Put those in the comments below. And yeah, I hope you are having a wonderful week so far as you're watching this. Say hi, let me know how you're doing, all that good stuff, and I will see you all very soon in the next vlog. Thank you very much for watching this one. Bye!